Now let's move on to making the slot. Okay, likewise, we're going to go to Sketch. We're going to go to the Sketch tool. You're going to pull down on this menu. We're going to go to the front plane, and we're going to draw a rectangle. All right, the front, if we look at our drawing of our slot, terminates at the end. The back end is a dimension all the way from the back of the part, so it's 0.866 or 866 thousandths. Okay, so let's set up our relations first. We go back. We're going to highlight the end of the part, end of the rectangle, hold the shift key down, hit the end of the part, and make that collinear. Okay, now it always has to stick to that end. Now this is a center line feature, so what we can do is draw a center line that goes from origin, and we want to pick up on the midpoint of our slot. So make sure it has that little icon that looks like the line diagonal with a little dot in the center, and you'll pick up the midpoint. Now, right now, my center line is not constrained horizontal, so right now it's not centering the feature there. So we're going to highlight that and go horizontal. Now you might have some automatic relations that pop up here. You want to be careful not to use those. Okay, so we have this fully constrained this way. We can still change the size, but it stays centered on the model. That's our design intent. And now let's put our dimension for the width on this. So we go back to our drawing, and it's 73 thousandths to 68. So again, to review how we do that, we're going to take 0.7073 or 73 thousandths. We're going to subtract the low of the tolerance, which is 68. We get 5 thousandths. We're going to divide that in 2. That gives us a 2.5 thousandths is halfway between that tolerance. And then we're going to add it to the low of the tolerance. So 0.068 gives us 70 thousandths 5/10. Okay, so we can right click on the calculator, hit the copy tool, go back to SolidWorks, and we're going to put a dimension for the width of the slot. Control V to paste it. Now the width is constrained and the left side is constrained. The only thing we have left is, why is this not constrained? We haven't told the software how deep the slot is. Okay, so we're going to go from the bottom of the slot to base of part, and we're going to click, and our dimension according to our drawing is 866 thousandths. We're going to make that 3 place decimals. Let's center that dimension. This one also needs to be 3 place, but we're going to do a symmetric, and we're going to do a limit, and it was 2.5 thousandths each way is a tolerance. And it's going to default to go in the 4 place. Let's just bump that down to 3 again. And that should match our drawing. Now technically on our drawing we have a center line to outside edge dimension. If we put that in, it'll over constrain the model because we decided to constrain it to center line. But on a drawing you can't imply that the slot is centered, so you still have to dimension it when you get to the drawing side of things. Okay, so we have our rectangle shown. We're going to go to features, and we're going to do another extruded cut. It's going to take the default settings from the last one, which is what we want. From the center of the part, we're cutting through all in both directions. Let's accept that. So we now have the slot on the end of the part. Now we have holes to do. Let's do the hole on this end first. So we're going to go to, we're going to go to sketch. We're going to pick on our sketch plane. And we're going to draw a center line from origin. Make sure it's horizontal, and we're going to click in space. Hit escape to get rid of the line. So now we have a center line. It forces it to be on center, and this endpoint we can use for the center of our drill feature. So now all we need to do is give this length. If we go to the 117, it is the hole is 60 thousandths from the base of the part. So we're going to put in a dimension. We're going to draw on the line, and we're going to give it distance of 60 thousandths. Okay, at this point you can either draw a circle and cut it through. It's a simple hole. It doesn't have a lot of features, so you could exit out of this and use the hole wizard. I'm going to just draw a circle and cut it through. We need to dimension that circle. And according to our drawing, it's a 63 to 65. So let's get our calculator out again. 0.065 minus 0.063 gives us a 2,000 split. Divide that by 2. Add that to the low of the tolerance. Gives us a 64 thousandths nominal hole. Copy. Go back to SolidWorks. Control V for paste. That gives us our diameter. Now we want to put in our tolerance. The 3 places. It's a limit tolerance, and it's plus 0.1, 0.01 or 1,000th, minus 0.001 or thousandths, and we should get the same spread we had on our drawing. Okay, your drawing should be, your sketch should be fully constrained. Let's take a look at it. We're going to do a feature extruded cut. In this case, we don't need to go in both directions, so we're just going to go through all, and the arrow shows you which direction it's going to go. It looks like my rendering isn't updating. We're going to hit OK, and we cut our hole. Now we need to do the hole on this side. We're going to do something similar. We're going to sketch, and this time we're going to select the top plane, so we're going to be sketching in the center because we're actually making a hole in both directions. And our length, this is dimensioned from hole to hole, so the way they want this is they don't really care if this is off position as much as that the holes are accurate from center to center. So I drew my center line in the wrong place, but the number we need is right here. It's 906 thousandths. Okay, so let's delete that center line. We're going to go from center line, circle to the left. And then we put a dimension on that center line, 0.906. Okay, we should have that defined now. And then we're going to put our hole here. And we're going to put our dimension on it. And we're going to go back to our print, which says it's a 059 to 061. So once again, we're going to go 0.061 minus 0.059 gives us 2,000 split divided by 2. We're going to add that to 0.059, which is the lower tolerance. It's a 60 thousandths hole. Copy. Control V paste. We're going to change our tolerance to 3 place. We're going to do a limit dimension, and it's going to be plus 1,000 minus 1,000. Okay, now we go to features. We're going to do extruded cut, and this time it's going through all in one direction. We're going to go back to both directions and hit OK. Alright, we now have successfully modeled this part. Now, let's move on to the next one, but this is the end of the tutorial for the S60-117. It's critical that you move on to the S60-143 and then the 145 in succession. You want to watch those tutorials in order, otherwise you will miss part of the lesson that I'm trying to teach through these parts. Okay, thanks a lot, and I'll catch you on the next one.